Alfred Adler, February 7, 1870, May 28, 1937, was born and raised in a western suburb of Vienna, Austria. He was the second son in a family of 7 children in a Jewish grain merchant family. From a young age, his body was weak due to rickets, and he could only walk when he was 4 years old. He nearly died from pneumonia at the age of 5. This is why he was determined to become a doctor. Alfred Adler was an average student, often preferring to roam the fields rather than stay in the classroom. He was an extroverted, cheerful, lively, and generous person who loved to help others, which made him well liked by those around him. Below are 5 of his super classic sayings. 1. There is no such thing as talent. There is pressure. The statement, there is no such thing as talent. There is pressure, challenges the conventional belief in innate talent, suggesting that external forces, rather than natural ability, play a more significant role in achieving success. By rejecting the idea of talent, the statement emphasizes the importance of how individuals respond to pressure, such as societal expectations, competition, and personal ambition. This perspective aligns with the belief that success is driven by resilience, grit, and a growth mindset rather than something fixed like talent. It implies that those who can thrive under pressure, adapting and persevering through challenges, are the ones who ultimately succeed. This viewpoint also critiques traditional views that attribute success to natural talent, which can be discouraging to those who do not perceive themselves as gifted. By shifting the focus from innate ability to the capacity to handle challenges, the statement encourages a more inclusive and empowering understanding of success. However, it may oversimplify the concept of talent, as some argue that natural ability does exist and can give individuals an advantage, though it often requires nurturing through effort and practice. Ultimately, the statement underscores the idea that success is more about how one deals with pressure than any inherent talent. 2. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. The statement, follow your heart, but take your brain with you, advocates for a balanced approach to decision-making, suggesting that both emotions and rationality should work together. The phrase, follow your heart, encourages pursuing passions and desires as they often lead to personal fulfillment and happiness. Emotions guide us toward what we truly value, motivating us to take risks and follow our dreams. However, the addition of, but take your brain with you, emphasizes the importance of not neglecting rational thought and practicality. The brain symbolizes logic and critical thinking, which help ensure that our decisions are not only emotionally satisfying, but also sustainable and wise in the long run. This statement implies that effective decision-making requires a harmonious integration of emotion and intellect. Acting purely on emotion can lead to impulsive or short-sighted decisions while being overly rational can result in missed opportunities for happiness and personal fulfillment. In practice, this approach encourages weighing emotional impulses against logical considerations, leading to more well-rounded and satisfying outcomes. Whether in career choices, relationships, or personal projects, balancing the heart and the brain ensures well-informed and fulfilling decisions. Ultimately, the statement suggests that a life guided by both passion and reason is more likely to lead to success and personal satisfaction. 3. We must interpret a bad temper as a sign of inferiority. The statement, "we must interpret a bad temper as a sign of inferiority," suggests that individuals who frequently display anger or a bad temper are somehow inferior to others. This view implies that emotional control, particularly the ability to manage anger, is a mark of maturity, strength, or superiority. While those who struggle with their temper are seen as lacking in self-discipline, emotional intelligence, or personal development. The use of the term inferiority reflects a harsh judgment that equates emotional instability with a lower quality of personhood. From a psychological perspective, however, a bad temper often signals underlying issues such as stress, frustration, insecurity, or deeper mental health concerns. Interpreting it purely as a sign of inferiority overlooks the complexity of human emotions and the various factors that contribute to someone's behavior. Ethically, this interpretation can be problematic as it risks dehumanizing individuals by reducing them to their emotional outbursts, rather than considering the broader context of their lives and the potential need for support or understanding. Adopting this viewpoint might lead to negative social consequences, such as stigmatization and exclusion, where people are harshly judged rather than being offered opportunities to improve. A more compassionate and nuanced approach would recognize that a bad temper often indicates internal struggles, and that individuals benefit more from empathy and support than from being labeled as inferior. Ultimately, understanding and addressing the root causes of a bad temper is more constructive than dismissing it as a sign of personal deficiency. 4. Exaggerated sensitiveness is an expression of the feeling of inferiority. The statement, "exaggerated sensitiveness," is an expression of the feeling of inferiority, suggests that people who are overly sensitive or easily offended may be experiencing underlying feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem. This perspective implies that exaggerated emotional responses, such as taking offense easily or reacting strongly to criticism, may stem from a deeper sense of personal vulnerability. Psychologically, individuals with low self-worth might interpret neutral or mildly critical remarks as personal attacks, using heightened sensitivity as a defense mechanism to protect themselves from perceived harm. This can lead to strained relationships and social isolation, as others may find it difficult to communicate with someone who is overly sensitive. Recognizing the link between exaggerated sensitiveness and feelings of inferiority can be a crucial step toward personal growth. By understanding that this sensitivity may be rooted in insecurities, individuals can work on building self-esteem, developing resilience, and learning to interpret feedback more objectively. However, it's also important to acknowledge that not all exaggerated sensitiveness is tied to feelings of inferiority. Some people are naturally more empathetic or emotionally attuned, and their sensitivity may reflect a high level of emotional awareness or a response to specific circumstances. Ultimately, while exaggerated, sensitiveness can often be linked to feelings of inferiority. It is essential to consider the various sources of sensitivity and approach each situation with empathy and understanding. 5. Overcoming difficulties leads to courage, self-respect, and knowing yourself. The statement, overcoming difficulties, leads to courage, self-respect, and knowing yourself emphasizes the transformative power of facing and conquering challenges. It suggests that difficulties are not just obstacles, but essential opportunities for personal growth. By overcoming adversity, individuals develop courage as they learn to confront fear and uncertainty. Each success in the face of challenges strengthens their confidence and resilience, reinforcing their bravery. Additionally, this process builds self-respect as individuals gain a sense of accomplishment and validation of their abilities, leading to a stronger belief in their self-worth. Moreover, facing difficulties often pushes people out of their comfort zones, leading to greater self-knowledge. Through these experiences, individuals discover their strengths, weaknesses, values, and limits, gaining deeper insight into who they are and what they truly care about. This self-discovery is crucial for making informed decisions and living authentically. Overall, the statement highlights that challenges serve as catalysts for personal transformation. While the process of overcoming difficulties can be daunting, it ultimately leads to the development of key qualities such as courage, self-respect, and a deeper understanding of oneself. These experiences not only strengthen character, but also contribute to a more resilient and authentic life.